over to you, Mr. Oscar Cerezales. The dais is yours. We are eager to hear your insights and all that you have to say today.
I've been told is to come and share with all of you a little bit of what's happening in the world in terms of pharma marketing, okay? I'm the Global Executive Vice President of MCI Group, which is co-organizing this event. And believe me, I'm not here to tell you from a top-down perspective, this is it, and you need to learn from what's going on global. What you must know, I just came from Houston, as I mentioned to the panelists that will join me in a bit. I came from PCMA. This is the largest conference of, say, event professionals. So that means those that organize all the medical events, and everyone is talking about India, everyone. So I think that rather than see me as I'm coming with ideas that's happening globally, what could you do in India? I think you should start thinking about what's happening in India, because if it's not the center of the world, it's going to be the center of the world very, very soon, right? And my, how can I say that? My perplexity, it comes to, with one of my partners, Samir, which is the managing director of MCI India, all the work that India, MCI and India is doing with the access of all the, for example, I'm thinking about all the American associations, the medical associations, their content that we're bringing is an extremely great work. So today, simply put, I'm going to run whatever is ready, quick 20 minutes, as a bit of context. I'm bringing you ideas. I'm bringing you, again, a glimpse of what's happening from the marketing perspective in pharma worldwide. You will see there are a few ideas, okay? A few ideas. You will see that I'm playing with scenarios, future scenarios. And future scenarios, I'm not doing crystal balling. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what may happen. And then we will assess what's going on and what's going to be the impact for the Indian pharma marketeer, and also what's going to happen with the skills and your jobs, etc. So it's a little bit of sharing, dropping a few cards. We're going from a major, big picture perspective, and then the panel will go simplistically to the focus. Is that okay for all of you? Yeah, are you here with me? Yes. Don't take a nap. That's important. Okay, so let's think about the present. Okay, where are we now? Nothing you don't know. So number one, the healthcare market is growing. We all know that in the world, okay? By 28, we expect the market to be at 2.2 trillion with T dollars, being the pharma market, almost 3/4 of it. That's fine, it's growing, we all know, otherwise we won't be sitting in this room. Number two, all markets are growing geographically. CAGR, which is the year-on-year growth, is growing. A little bit on the traditional pharma, what you see in red, and medical technology. In all countries, and of course in this region, faster than the others. So, good news. Growing, more revenues, more spend, more marketing dollars. What else? When it comes to the therapies, again, nothing you don't know. Everything is growing, okay? So, above 20%. We got all that you know. Obesity, we have CRISPR, editing agents, antibodies, T cells. There's a lot of, as you know, pipeline, new everything coming up, right? So these are good news, but India is different. We know that, okay? As I said, MCI Group is a multinational. We have a lot of offices. The Indian office is growing faster than all the others. And from a group perspective, trying to learn, what are you doing? What's going on in India? So India is different, okay? Number one, this is a 130 billion market, and it's growing at 10%. A 10% growth year on year is a super growth. And this is today. It will may grow rapid tomorrow. And you know that when a market is growing, it's growing at a compound rate. It's 10 plus 10 plus 10 is not 30. It's more than 30%. Now, number two, there are 3,000 companies in India. Compared to the rest of the world, that is mind-blowing. And as we will see later on, there are a combination of big companies, small companies, multinationals, a bit of everything. But that's different. Number three, 8% of SPD. I don't know if that's an acronym you use here, which is sales, promotion, and distribution is 8% of global budget goes, of a pharma company to sales, promotion, and distribution. That's in line with the overall spend. Okay? Now, important. What's going on with our friend, the HCP, right? The healthcare professional, the ones that most of you, okay, is keeping you awake at night, okay? You need to focus on the HCP. And the HCP needs are changing, okay? What are the evolving needs of the HCP? So number one, they need more real-time and actionable insights, them and you. Number two, personalized marketing. That's the end of the era where we're sending emails to everyone, right? Third, they're looking for a hybrid interaction model. Not everything online, not everything offline, not everything medical conference, not everything AI. It's a hybrid model. And interestingly, the HCP engagement channel preference, 41% is still face-to-face. So there is something with us being human beings, how our brain is wired, okay? Yes, thank you online, thank you for the platform, thank you for it, but I still want to do business with you. I want to look in your eye and let's talk, okay? Now, again, but India is different. Why is different, okay? Number one, the high use of webinars, webcasts, social media, you are far, far away from other countries. So other countries actually need to learn from you. You should be the ones on a stage speaking to the Americans, speaking to the Europeans. Number two, between 2 to 5 on weekdays and after 8 p.m. on weekends is the preferred time of an HCP to be contacted. In other parts of the world, forget the weekends. It will never happen. A conference like this on a Saturday in Barcelona or in Vancouver, forget, it's not going to happen. Okay? It's different. Okay? Now, 7 out of 10 HCPs in India, they feel overwhelmed with content by pharma companies. There's a lot of content. There is a lot of noise. There's a lot of marketing noise. So your job is to cut through the noise. So that is a challenge that we need to overcome. Now, what are the most preferred sources of information? You got here Medscape, WebMD, Sermo. Right after me, you're going to have a great presentation from Esanum. They will tell you also a little bit, they will give you ideas on how platforms where we connect pharma companies and HCPs should work. But this is the reality of India, like it or not. For the rest of the world, like me, is, that's interesting, that's different, but interesting. Are we okay with that? Am I going too fast? All good? Okay. Now, let's work about pharma marketing, but not from a methodology perspective. This is an art, and this is a science. What are the key drivers of pharma marketing? Well, first of all, obviously marketing is spent. More marketing is spent, right? More money for activate whatever you want to activate. Number two, the delivery of healthcare is moving increasingly online too. And that's increasing investment, right? It's a 1.5 billion global market size, okay? But the global pharma sales and marketing is spending at 96 billion. So that's good news. There's a lot of money out there to be spent. Now, how do we need to spend? In what channels? What skills are needed? We'll tackle that, all these questions during our panel. Okay? Now let me rephrase again and go back, rewind for the world versus India. Okay? And I like to see this in what I'm doing here normally, that's a workshop of 1 day. I'm doing it in 20 minutes. So I'm going to simplify everything. The way I see it is, you got the tech-integrated pharma trends, and then you get the patient-centric growth trends. And there are trends that is impacting everyone, and there are trends that are only impacting India. I'll give you an example, okay? What's impacting you and the rest of the world? And it's about technology. AI, omni-channel campaigns, IoT, I don't know if you use here, is Internet of Medical Things. All the medical devices connected and everything. This is impacting you guys, this is impacting the rest of the world, right? Now, what about tech, but Indian reality? Your rural access, right? The tier 2 and beyond access. Okay? This is not happening in Europe. They don't have this problem. They don't have this challenge. Okay? The affordable manufacturing, we'll tackle this later on. The prices that you can manufacture all your stuff. You are much cheaper than the rest of the world. Okay? The traditional medicine, Ayurveda, etc., meets modern research and development. This is not happening in the rest of the world. So there are certain realities in India that you will teach the rest of the world very, very, very soon. Now, let's move here. Patient-centric. You got patient communities. You got digital health apps. You got disease content through webinars. That's happening here. That's happening in New York. That's happening in Australia. Clear? Now, what's happening in India? Well, you need to localize a lot of your marketing content. In the rest of the world, okay, Latin America, they go with Spanish and Portuguese for Brazil. North America is English. Europe is English. German, true, very German. French, yeah, very French. But the rest of the world, China, Chinese, but more or less, they don't need to localize content a lot. The government partnerships for health schemes, okay? With an example I put there. And also, the rate of growth of the quick commerce. The year-on-year growth, 24 or 23, was around 70%. In US, it was 7%. So this is a game changer. I don't know, I have no my mind made if it's positive or is negative. Is it impacting in a good way you guys or not? We're going to talk about that at the panel later. So these are some of the drivers of the pharma reality, and the pharma marketing reality that's impacting you today will impact you tomorrow. Is that clear? Now let's move on. As I said to you, I prepared for you 3 scenarios. I'm not saying it is going to happen. I'm saying, what if? There are plausible futures. It may happen. So do not pay attention to the scenario per se, but the implications. Okay? So the first scenario is, what if this AI crazy fever, goes faster and faster and faster, and in a couple of years, everything is AI, 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 AI. What about if, no, we'll go more for an integrated campaign kind of scenario. A lot of omni-channel. We keep working with all channels, online, offline, medical conferences, with everything. And the third is, what if the government says tomorrow, I know it's not going to happen, but what if the government says tomorrow, we stop. You cannot contact your HCPs online. No messaging, no emails, no online platforms. What if? Okay? So the exercise I want to do is a bit of an analysis that what are the skills needed? What are the moving levers and triggers for each one? So let's start with the first one. AI. AI, full steam. What are we talking about here? Marketeers massively using AI. By the way, I see a lot of people taking pictures. We want to share the slides with all of you, if you want. Okay? I accept credit cards. I'm kidding. We're going to share for free. Okay? So that includes a lot of things. So AI, you need to get versed into AI. Okay. What are the implications for the company? Well, first of all, it's better when it comes to customer engagement because it's tailored. Everything is customized. 2, in terms of development of drugs and getting insights from patients, HCP, etc., is better. 3, there's some cost savings. There's something that AI will do that we're doing today manually. Now, for the marketeer, which are the positives? Number 1, potentially stronger HCP relationships, okay, because of the data-driven insights. 2, improve conversion rates. 3, increase efficiency. Potentially, if you do well AI, that may happen. Now, there are some negatives there. What are the negatives? Number 1, well, AI can make you redundant tomorrow. I'm not saying that you will get no job. I'm saying that areas of your jobs will be replaced by AI. It is happening today, by the way. This is not a trend. It is happening. For not pharma marketeers, for a lot of marketeers, okay? 2, there is a risk of non-compliance with data privacy, as you know. Data is always a thing there, okay? Data quality, data redundancy, data regulations. And dependency of high-quality data. You need high-quality data sets. Otherwise, it's garbage in, garbage out. Now, in sum, if we go in this direction, what's going to happen on your skills? Number one, you need to be more and more proficient with AI, data analysis specifically. Because AI is huge, as you can imagine, specifically on this. Number two, on the utilization of AI tools, as you know, all the marketing automation tools. Number three, a better understanding of regulatory. This is just an example. So AI is not just the tool. AI comes with regulatory issues and data stuff that you need to pay attention to. Is that okay? Scenario number one. Scenario number two, forget AI, keep online, keep medical conferences, keep everything. We're going to go after all our HCPs using 20, 30, 50 different channels, and we're going to get data from all channels. Okay, here we are connecting the traditional face-to-face with all digital touchpoints. The traditional face-to-face, the traditional touchpoints, the best of the both worlds. Okay, what's happened for the company? Number one, potentially we'll boost sales because we're using the best channels of all world, okay? Number two, gets data from all different channels. The data from the same HCP that you're getting from a webinar is different from the data you're getting from a medical conference, okay? Also offers measurable campaign analytics. You can really extract data and compare, right? And adjust your resources. Now, what's positive for the market here? You have increased flexibility to engage with HCPs. You're not only relying in one channel, you're relying in a lot of channels. Two, it will force you to create meaningful channels. It will make you think. It will add you pressure in your life to think, okay, I have 20 channels. How do I use each channel, when and how? Third, it gives you possibilities to do A/B testing, as in, I'm going to create this project attached to a medical conference for those HCPs. I'm going to do exactly the same project for the HCPs using digital campaign, and I will check and I will compare, right? But what are the negatives? Well, managing multiple channels at the same time is not cheap. Number two, keep consistency of your brand in different channels. It's not easy. And number three, there's a lot of content, right? So you can overwhelm your HCPs too. As in, if I receive your emails, you invite me your webinars, if I'm into this focus group, I'm in the think tank and the lab and the medical conference, maybe it's too much for me. So you need to pay attention to. What's in it for you in terms of skills if you go in that direction? Well, if you go in that direction, number one, you need to be a star when it comes to omni-channel strategies, using all those channels at the same time. Number two, you and your teams, you need to be not good, but great and content creation, right? You need to create some content, what is called inbound marketing, to attract HCPs to you. So they're interested in what you do, not just selling your stuff. Number three, performance tracking. You need to be really, really, really good when it comes to tracking the performance of all the different channels. As you know, it's common sense. It's good? Okay? I know I'm telling you stuff that you already know, but it's just ideas I want to start connecting from this to what we're talking about. Now let me go to a third scenario. The third scenario, what happens is that the government says, okay, goodbye, no. You cannot connect, directly online with your patients. Sorry, HCPs, patients, etc. I know you're saying, Oscar, that's impossible. Okay, what if? Okay. If that happens, you will focus on academic conferences, peer-reviewed journals, medical association initiatives, all that kind of stuff. If this happens, what's in it for the company? Well, for the companies, okay, what they're losing is a direct, cost-effective, and scalable channel that was the online. Online, and you will see with the Sanon, is scalable. Offline is not scalable. Offline at the medical conference is not scalable. But the touch point is more qualitative. You are with your HCP, right? You're talking about a number of stuff, right? You can go through a journey. Now, number two, there's an increased cost of an engagement because of that. And there's a longer time to market, delaying adoption. Online increases adoption very fast. Offline, it takes a lot of time, right? So what's the fourth one? Potentially you have compliance challenges. What's interesting, positive for the marketeer, right, for all of you, it will force, again, creativity. So in your mind, you need to be better at campaigns, initiatives on disease awareness, whatever, on indirect influence through scientific publications and peer-to-peer education platforms, and a stronger brand trust, right? It will force you to that. What is the negative? Well, it's difficult to personalize messages, so how, when you're using only offline. 2, more budget is required, because we need to travel, and we need to do, and we need to gather, and we need to meet, right? And 3, we're not that agile. With online, you're agile. With this, you're not agile. Clear? Now, let's finish here, right? What are the skills that you will need if we go in that direction? Well, number 1, stakeholder collaboration, because you are working with patient advocacy groups, third parties, medical conferences, as you're doing it today, but more and deeper, right? This is just an example. 2, innovative thinking. Why? Because you will need to design different campaigns. You really need to have your brain power there to design that. And 3rd, project management, right? This is complex. There are complex initiatives, not online. You click, works, right? There, you need to go, you need to travel, you need to connect, everything needs to work. Is that okay? So, what's the summary before we start with our panel? The summary here is your role. I want you to think in, okay, what's in it for me? What I'm going to do next Monday, okay, with all what we're talking today. Okay, what I want you to think is, when it comes to skills, what I just shared with you, you need to be aware of. Besides the scenario, you may think, this skill on project management, that is skill on creative thinking, that is skill on face-to-face. You need to have certain skills. You cannot have all the skills. So the panel will walk through what are the skills that should be needed tomorrow. The priority number 1. Number 2, India versus the world, okay? As I said before, this is not learning from the world. What I said just here, 99%, my grandmother will tell me that's common sense. In a nice PowerPoint with colors and everything, but it's common sense. You know the stuff, okay? It's structured, and as well. As also I said, this country is moving faster than others. The learning is an intersection, okay? How the world sees India, how India sees the world, the learning is an intersection. And number 3, resilience, adaptation. We had COVID. Who knows what's going to happen? Whether it's another war, whether it's another tension, geopolitics, I don't know what may happen. But adaptation linked to pharma marketing, what tells you again is that you need to tackle pharma marketing as an art and a science. The science is all the methodologies, the tools, the lens with your colleagues, sessions like this one, but also is an art. There are people that were born to be a marketeer. They're really great since they were 15 years old, and there are others that are not. Okay? So, in conclusion, I want to talk about this. Sometimes when we think about marketing, okay, we get obsessed with the user interface and we complicate things. I work with a lot of, we have like probably, we organize, Samir will know the number, but in the world we organize around 1,000 medical conferences and we organize about 2,000 events, campaigns for pharma companies, and we tend to complicate things. In reality, we need to think about the user experience, what the HCP needs in a simplified way. Why? Because they're overwhelmed. All pharma companies are contacting them. All of them, okay? Number 2, I want to talk about shit. We don't know what we don't know. When we're here on the stage, I say, Oscar, where the world is going in 20 years from now? I have no clue. If I would know, I wouldn't be here. I would buy a lottery or something, right? Think about what happened at the Great Manure Crisis of 1894. You know about that? In London? In London, they had a big problem in 1894. They did their own calculation. The best mathematicians in the world, they come up with a statistic analysis saying that in 50 years' time, London will be covered in shit because of the horses. And it was a mathematical formula. The point here is it didn't happen, right? Why it didn't happen? The cars. They didn't know about the cars. So when we're talking about the future, the scenarios, the skills, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. So careful what we don't know, okay? And the third one, this is what you want out of your HCPs. You want someone which is a heavy user, and you want someone which is emotionally involved, okay? In our industry, we tend to pay a lot of attention here. The tools, the access, the methodologies, how to sell more, and the pricing and the channel, and probably we need to work also towards here too, which is the old way of doing business. Like the 20, the 30 years ago, if you talk with the previous generations, the way they did, probably even today, right? I'm not that old, and I remember just being with doctors every day and talking to them and asking about the son and the daughter and speaking about football and music, and that's life, okay? The human element is there. Good? Thank you.